Hey everyone, welcome back to English Profiles Podcast. I'm Mia, your host, and if you're here for the first time, hi, really glad you found us. On this show, we have real conversations with real people about things that actually matter. And today, we are talking about something that touches every single one of us every day, whether we think about it or not. Now, before we start today, I want to ask you something. Do you remember the first time you got paid? Really paid? Your own money in your own hands? I remember mine. I walked out of the bank and I just stood there, holding my wallet, feeling something I can never quite explain, like, okay, I made it. I'm free. And then about 30 seconds later, the question started. Okay, but what do I do with this? Do I pay my rent first? Do I put some away? Do I just treat myself a little? I worked hard for this. I deserve something nice, right? And here's the funny part. I had spent years in school, learned history, math, literature, science, but not one teacher, not one, ever sat me down and said, here is how money actually works. Nobody told me. Nobody tells any of us. They say, work hard, earn money, spend money. That's the whole lesson. But how do you manage it? How do you grow it? How do you stop it from disappearing every month without knowing where it went? Those questions, they just hang in the air, unanswered. And if that sounds familiar, you are not alone. Money comes in. No system, plan exists, but nobody follows it. The paycheck arrives, and somehow by the end of the month, it's just gone. So today, we are breaking that cycle. No crazy get-rich-quick talk, no complicated charts, no buy this stock and retire tomorrow. Just real, honest, powerful truths about money. 28 of them. Things I wish someone had told me years ago. And I have someone very special with me today to help us do that. A man who spent decades on Wall Street, who made money, lost money, made it again, and somewhere along the way figured out what most people never do. Ryan, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Really glad to be here.
Before we dive in, who are you? Tell everyone.
Sure. I'm Ryan, 65 years old, born and raised in Chicago. Spent most of my career in finance, investments, markets, all of it. And now I'm retired, but not the sit on the couch kind of retired.
I still read. I still think. I just stopped chasing. Stopped chasing. What does that mean?
It means I used to chase money, and one day I realized the money wasn't running away from me. I was running away from myself.
Wow. Okay, we are starting strong, everyone.
I've had a lot of time to think.
Clearly. All right, 28 truths about money. Things schools never teach, things most people never hear. Are you ready?
Born ready.
Let's go. Okay, Ryan, truth number 1. And this one, I think this is going to surprise people.
Hit me.
Nobody is crazy with money. What does that mean?
Okay, so we look at other people's financial decisions and we think, what are they doing? That's insane. That makes no sense. But here's the thing. Every single financial decision a person makes complete sense to them. In their world, with their history, with their experiences.
Can you give an example?
Sure. Someone who grew up poor. I mean really poor. Nothing in the house. That person might spend every dollar they get as soon as it comes in. To us, watching from the outside, crazy, irresponsible. But to them, money was always gone tomorrow anyway, so why not enjoy it today? Their whole childhood taught them that. You can't call that crazy. You can call it understandable.
That's actually really different from how I think about it.
Most people do. We judge fast. We look at someone's money choices and we say, stupid. but we don't know their story. And money's personal. It's not math. It's biography.
It's biography. Okay, I need to write that down.
Take your time.
So the truth is, before you judge someone's money habits, learn their story first.
Exactly. And more importantly, before you judge your own money habits, because sometimes the craziest looking decisions make perfect sense once you understand where they came from.
Okay, truth number 2, and this one connects to what you just said. Our financial DNA. Ryan, explain this.
Right. So think about this. You didn't choose when you were born. You didn't choose your parents. You didn't choose whether you grew up in a neighborhood where people invested in the stock market or a neighborhood where people had never even heard of it. But all of that shaped how you think about money before you were old enough to make a single decision.
So, like, if I grew up watching my parents struggle, I'll think about money differently than someone who grew up watching their parents invest?
Completely differently. And neither of you is wrong. You're just reading from different books. If you were a teenager in America in the 1970s, you saw the stock market nearly collapse. That stays with you. You become cautious, skeptical. If you were a teenager in the 1990s, you saw the market explode. You become optimistic, maybe too optimistic.
And we carry that forever?
Unless we become aware of it. That's the key word, awareness. Most people just react. They make money decisions based on ghosts, memories they don't even know they have.
Ghosts? That's a really good way to put it.
I had plenty of those. Took me years to figure out which decisions were mine and which ones were my father's.
Wow. Okay. So truth number 2 is your money mindset was built before you had any say in it. And the first step to changing it is just knowing that.
Just knowing that. That alone changes everything.
Truth number 3. And this one, Ryan, I feel like this one is controversial.
Good. Controversial is interesting.
Truth number 3. Luck and risk are twins, both invisible.
Yeah. Okay. So here's what nobody wants to admit. Every success story has luck in it. Every failure story has risk in it. And we can't always tell which is which.
People don't like to hear that.
No. Because we want to believe that success is pure hard work, pure skill. And look, skill matters, hard work matters, but there's always something else in the room, something you can't control.
Like what?
Like timing, like where you were born, like who happened to be in the right meeting at the right time. You know, Bill Gates, brilliant man, absolutely brilliant. But he also happened to go to one of the only high schools in America in the late 1960s that had a computer. One school. Out of how many? Think about that.
So you're saying he worked for it, but he also got lucky.
Both are true. At the same time. And the danger is, when things go well, we say, I did that. And when things go wrong, we say, that happened to me. We take credit, we deflect blame.
We do that.
Everyone does that. It's human. But the smarter move is to stay humble, to remember some of what you achieved, you earned. And some of it, the wind was just blowing in your direction that day.
And the same goes for failure?
Absolutely. Not every failure is stupidity. Sometimes you made the right call and the universe said, not today. That happens. And beating yourself up for it forever, that's the real mistake.
Okay, truth number 4. I love this one. Ryan, more money doesn't make you smarter. It makes you louder.
Yes. And this is something I watched happen over and over on Wall Street. A person makes a lot of money. Suddenly everyone thinks they're a genius. They start believing it themselves. They start taking bigger and bigger risks because clearly they can't lose, right?
Right. And then?
And then they lose. Hard. Because confidence without humility is just arrogance wearing a nice suit.
Okay, I love that line.
The best investors I ever knew, the ones who lasted, they were never the loudest ones in the room. They were the quietest. They asked more questions than they answered. They stayed curious.
So money amplifies who you already are.
Exactly. If you're humble, money gives you more room to be humble. If you're reckless, money gives you more rope to hang yourself with.
That's a little scary.
It should be. A little fear is healthy. Fear keeps you honest.
Truth number 5. And Ryan, this one I think is the one that most people get wrong.
Without question. Getting rich and staying rich, two completely different games. People think they're the same. They are not.
How are they different?
Getting rich requires risk, optimism, action, sometimes a little recklessness. You have to be willing to go out there and bet on something. Staying rich, that requires almost the opposite. Humility, caution, a little bit of fear, honestly.
So the qualities that get you there can actually destroy you once you arrive?
That is exactly what happens. I saw it constantly. Guys would make a fortune, take big swings, big risks, big wins, and then they'd keep swinging because that's what worked until it didn't, and it all came apart.
Can you think of an example?
History is full of them. Jesse Livermore, one of the greatest speculators of all time, in 1929, while the entire country was losing everything in the stock market crash, he made millions. Millions on the day the market collapsed. His wife said he came home that night and told her it was the best day of his career.
That's wild.
And then a few years later, he lost everything. Because he kept playing the same game that made him rich. He never learned to protect what he had.
So the lesson is different phase, different strategy.
Exactly. What wins in the first half doesn't always win in the second.
Truth number 6, and this one hits close to home, I think, for a lot of people. The word enough.
Yeah, this one is personal for me.
Tell me.
I spent a lot of years not knowing what enough was. More money, better title, bigger apartment, then bigger house, then second house, and it never felt like enough. There was always another rung on the ladder.
And were you happy?
No, I was busy. I was successful by every measure anyone would use. But happy? I'm not sure I would have used that word.
So what changed?
I watched someone lose everything. A colleague. Smart guy. Brilliant, actually. He had more money than he would ever need in 3 lifetimes. And he risked it. For more. Not because he needed it. Because he couldn't stop. And he lost it all. And I watched that happen and I thought, if that happened to me, would I survive it? And the answer scared me.
Because?
Because I realized I'd built my whole identity on the number, on the amount, on keeping score. And scorekeeping is a game that never ends. There's no final whistle.
The goalpost keeps moving.
Every time. So the truth is, until you decide what enough looks like for you, you'll keep running, and running, and running, and you'll never feel like you've arrived.
So how do you decide? How do you figure out what enough is?
You stop looking at what other people have. That's step 1. The moment you start measuring yourself against someone else's pile, you've already lost. You can't win that game. Someone always has more.
Truth number 7. And this one I want to talk about because I see it everywhere, on social media especially.
Oh, this is a big one.
We look at the most extreme examples, the Elon Musks, the Jeff Bezoses, and we try to learn from them. And Ryan, you think that's actually a mistake.
I think it can be, yes. And here's why. The more extreme an outcome, whether it's a huge success or a huge failure, the less likely it is to teach you something useful. Because those stories have so much luck baked into them, so much specific timing, specific circumstances you can't replicate.
So we should stop looking at billionaires for financial inspiration?
I'd say stop looking at them for a blueprint. You can be inspired by them, but you can't copy them. Warren Buffett started investing seriously at age 10 years old. The power of his wealth isn't his genius. It's the time, 80 years of compounding. You can't copy that at 45. You can learn the principle, but the extreme example hides more than it reveals.
What should we look at instead?
Patterns, common patterns. What do most financially healthy people do? They spend less than they earn consistently. They don't panic. They stay in the game. They're patient. Boring, right? But boring works.
Boring works.
It really, really does.
Truth number 8. Compounding. Ryan, this word, I hear it a lot, but explain it like I'm hearing it for the very first time.
Okay. Imagine you have a snowball, small one, and you start rolling it down a hill. At first, it's tiny, nothing impressive. But as it rolls, it picks up more snow, and more. And because it's bigger, it picks up even more with each rotation. After a while, it's enormous, and it's going fast.
Okay, I see it.
That's compounding. Your money earns a return. That return gets added to the pile. Now the bigger pile earns a return, and on and on. The longer you wait, the more dramatic it becomes.
So why don't more people use this?
Because it's slow at the beginning, painfully slow. And we are not patient creatures. We want results now. We want to see the snowball get big right away. And when it doesn't, we give up.
Or we pull the money out.
Exactly. And that's the tragedy. The magic happens at the end, not the beginning. Buffett, 99% of his wealth came after his 65th birthday. Let that sink in.
Pastor 65.
After 65. Decades of patient, steady investing. And then, snowball. But most people never get there because they quit the hill before the ball gets rolling.
Truth number 9. And Ryan, this one I think is the real secret.
It might be. It took me too long to learn it.
Money buys freedom, not things.
The happiest people I know, financially, are not the ones with the most stuff. They're the ones with the most control over their time. They wake up and they get to choose what they do that day. They don't answer to anyone they don't want to answer to. They go where they want, when they want. That is real wealth.
But we spend so much money on things instead.
Because things are visible. Freedom is invisible. You can't Instagram freedom. You can't show it to your neighbor. So we buy things. And then we wonder why we still feel empty.
So the car, the watch, the house?
Those can all be fine if they bring you genuine joy. But if you're buying them to signal wealth to other people, that's the trap. Because here's the real irony. Nobody is as impressed as you think they are.
That's true.
Someone sees you in a nice car, they don't think, wow, what a successful person. They think, I wish I had a car like that. They're thinking about themselves. Everyone is thinking about themselves. So you spent all that money and got nothing back.
So real freedom is the ability to say no, to say not today, to walk away.
That's it. That's the whole game. Build enough that you never have to do something you hate just because you need the money. That day, when it comes, that's the day you're actually rich.
Truth number 10. Wealth is what you don't spend. Ryan, say more.
It's simple, right? But it cuts against everything we're taught. We see wealth as accumulation, getting more, having more. But real wealth, the kind that actually gives you options, is restraint. It's the car you could have bought, but didn't. The vacation you skipped. The upgrade you passed on.
That sounds kind of painful.
It can feel that way, at first. But think about it this way. Every dollar you don't spend is a dollar that's working for you, growing quietly, building options. The person who drives a modest car but has 6 months of savings in the bank is financially safer than the person driving a luxury car and living paycheck to paycheck. Always.
And yet the second person looks richer.
That's the illusion. Wealth hides. Debt wears nice clothes.
Debt wears nice clothes. Okay, Ryan, that one is going in my notes.
Feel free.
Truth number 11. This one is going to sting a little.
Good. A little sting is useful.
Truth is, savings is not about income, it's about ego.
Right. So most people think that the reason they can't save is because they don't earn enough. And for some people, that is genuinely true. But for a lot of people, and I mean a lot, the real reason is ego, lifestyle, the need to look a certain way.
Can you explain that?
Sure. Your income goes up. Great. What do? You get a bigger apartment, a nicer car. You eat at better restaurants. Your expenses rise to meet your income. And suddenly, even though you're earning more than ever, you're still not saving anything because the ego needed to keep up.
So the gap between what you earn and what you spend.
That gap is where wealth lives. The bigger the gap, the faster you build real security. And the only way to grow the gap if your income isn't changing, is to care less about what people think of your lifestyle.
That's a hard thing to do.
Very hard. We're social creatures. We want approval. But financial freedom and social approval are often pulling in opposite directions. You have to decide which one matters more.
Truth number 12. And this one surprised me when I first heard it. Reasonable beats rational.
Yes, and this is counterintuitive, especially for people who love math.
What's the difference?
Rational is what the spreadsheet says, the technically correct answer. Reasonable is what you can actually live with. And here's the truth. The best financial decision is not always the mathematically perfect one. It's the one you can stick to without losing your mind.
Example?
Okay, say you have some debt, and you also have some savings. Purely mathematically, you should put every dollar toward paying off the debt if the interest rate is higher than what your savings earn. Makes sense on paper. But if wiping out all your savings makes you feel completely exposed, panicked, unable to sleep, that's not rational. That's dangerous.
Because when you panic, you make bad decisions.
Exactly. A slightly imperfect strategy that you can actually follow is worth 10 perfect strategies that fall apart the moment things get uncomfortable. The investment that doesn't let you sleep at night is a bad investment, regardless of the return.
I love this. So it's about finding what works for you specifically.
You. Not the textbook, not the podcast, not what your brother-in-law is doing. You.
Truth number 13. The market, the stock market, has a price, and most people don't realize what it is.
This is so important. People think the price of investing is money, the dollars you put in. But there's another price, an emotional price. The price is watching your investment go down, sometimes a lot, and sitting still anyway.
And most people can't pay that price?
Most people can't. When things drop, they panic, they sell. They tell themselves they'll get back in when it feels safer, and they miss the recovery. Then they get back in too late, right at the top, and the cycle repeats.
So the cost of the long-term gains is short-term pain.
Unavoidable short-term pain. You cannot get one without the other. The market will go down. It will scare you. It will feel like the end. And the only people who come out the other side are the ones who paid the price and stayed.
And that's hard because our instincts say, danger, run.
Hardwired into us. Every instinct says sell, get out, protect yourself. And in investing, almost every time, that instinct is wrong.
Truth number 14. You will change. What do you mean?
Simple. The person you are at 25 is not the person you'll be at 40 or 60. What you want at 25, adventure, freedom, excitement, is different from what you want at 50. Security, health, time with family. But most people build a financial plan based on who they are right now, and they're shocked when it stops fitting.
Like buying clothes in the wrong size.
Perfect analogy. Your life is going to change shape. Your plan needs room to breathe with it. Don't lock yourself into decisions based on who you think you'll always be, because you won't always be that person.
So what do we do?
Build in flexibility. Don't overcommit to any one path. Leave some room to change direction without it costing you everything. And revisit your plan, not once a decade, regularly.
Truth number 15. This one I think about a lot. Pessimism sounds smart.
It really does. And that's the trap. If I tell you the economy is fine and things are going to be okay, you might roll your eyes. Sounds naive, right? But if I tell you the whole system is about to collapse, suddenly I sound like a genius, like I see something others can't.
Why do we respond that way?
Evolution. For thousands of years, the people who assumed danger were the ones who survived. The optimists sometimes got eaten. So we're wired to pay more attention to bad news. It feels more real, more urgent.
But in finance?
In finance, history says things improve. Slowly, yes. With setbacks, absolutely. But the long arc, up. A terrible year in the market, followed by several good ones. A crash, followed by a recovery. The pessimist who sat out missed both the pain and the gains.
And the optimist?
The optimist took the pain and got the gains. Over time, patience and optimism are the winning combination. Not excitement, not aggression. Just quiet belief that things will generally be okay. And they usually are.
Truth number 16.
tail events. Ryan, what are tail events?
Tail events are rare outcomes that have massive consequences. The outliers, the unexpected things that change everything.
Like what?
In business, think about it this way. A great investor might look at 50 companies. 45 of them do okay. 4 of them do well. And one goes through the roof, returns everything. That one is a tail event. And the whole portfolio lives or dies on that one outcome.
So, most of what we do doesn't matter as much as the few big moments?
In many ways, yes. Think about your own life. How many decisions did you make last year? Hundreds? Thousands? But how many of them actually changed the direction of your life? Probably a handful, maybe less.
That's a little terrifying.
Or freeing, because it means you don't have to be right all the time. You just need to be in the game long enough for the tail to find you.
Stay in the game.
Always. That's the only strategy that works consistently.
Truth number 17. Room for error.
One of the most important concepts in all of finance, and almost nobody talks about it.
What does it mean?
It means no matter how good your plan is, something unexpected will happen. It always does. So any plan worth following needs a buffer, a margin, room for the unexpected to happen without destroying everything.
Like an emergency fund?
Exactly that, and more. It's not pessimism to say things might go wrong. It's wisdom. The people who get wiped out are almost always the ones who are right on the edge. No room to breathe. No backup. One bad month and everything falls apart.
And people who have that cushion?
They survive. And sometimes they even thrive. Because when things go wrong for everyone else, they're okay. They can wait it out. They can even find opportunities in the mess.
So room for error is actually confidence?
I never thought of it that way. But yes, you're right. It is.
Truth number 18. This one is so real. Financial decisions aren't made in spreadsheets.
No, they're made at 2 a.m. when you can't sleep. They're made after a fight with your partner. They're made when you see something shiny and you want it right now. They're made when your colleague gets a promotion and you feel like you're falling behind.
So emotion drives almost everything.
Almost everything. The spreadsheet is useful, the math matters. But when the market drops and you're watching your savings shrink in real time, your body doesn't care about the spreadsheet. Your heart is pounding, your hands are shaking. And the decision you make in that moment, that's the one that matters.
And usually it's the wrong one.
Usually, because fear and sound financial planning don't mix well. That's why the boring strategy wins. Automate, set it and forget it. Remove the moment of decision as much as possible. Because you, under pressure, are not your best financial self.
I am definitely not my best financial self under pressure.
Nobody is. That's not weakness. That's being human.
Truth number 19. Comparison. The dangerous kind.
Oh, this one. This one ruined a lot of the people I worked with.
Tell me.
So, you're doing well. Genuinely well. Life is good, money is solid, things are going in the right direction. And then, you look over. Your neighbor gets a new car. Your college friend posts about a vacation. Someone at work gets a big bonus. And suddenly, your good situation doesn't feel good anymore.
Because someone else has more.
Because someone else has more. And now your enough, which was perfectly fine 5 minutes ago, feels like not enough. The target moves. The goalposts shift. And you start making decisions not on what you need, but on what will close the gap between you and that other person.
Which never actually closes.
Never. Because as soon as you close one gap, you see another. The comparison engine never shuts off unless you consciously turn it off.
How?
You decide whose game you're playing, and you only play your own game. Not your neighbor's, not the Instagram version of some stranger's life. Yours. What do you actually need? What actually makes you feel content? Start there. Stay there.
Truth number 20. Time is the real currency.
Yeah. This one took me too long to understand.
What do you mean?
I spent 30 years earning money so I could eventually have time. Someday I'll slow down, someday I'll travel, someday I'll be present, and someday kept moving further away because I kept finding another reason to work more, earn more, do more.
And then?
And then I looked up and 30 years were gone. The money was there. The time, I couldn't get back.
Ryan.
No, it's okay. I have time now, and I value it differently. But the lesson I wish I'd learned at 30 instead of 60 is this. The real question isn't how much money do you have. It's how much control do you have over your own days?
Because that control, that's what actually feels like wealth.
Studies show it. People with control over their time report higher levels of well-being than people with more money but no control. A surgeon who works 80 hours a week and earns a fortune. Is he free? Is she free?
Not really.
Not really. The richest version of your life is the one where you get to choose what you do when you wake up. That's it. That's the whole thing.
Truth number 21. The cost of showing off.
Oh, where do I start?
Well, we see this everywhere now. Social media especially. People showing off cars, vacations, watches.
And here's the dark joke in all of it. When you see someone driving a beautiful car, what do you think? Do you think, wow, what an impressive person? Or do you think, I wish I had that car?
Honestly, I think about the car, not the person.
Everyone does. Nobody's thinking about the driver. They're thinking about themselves. So the person bought the car to get admiration, and they got nothing. People just wanted the car.
That's kind of funny and sad.
Both. And the real cost goes deeper. Every dollar spent performing wealth is a dollar that isn't building actual wealth. Every expensive watch, every upgrade, everything bought to impress, those choices have a cost on the other side. A retirement account that grew a little less, a buffer that never got built, freedom that got pushed a little further away.
So showing off is literally paying to make yourself less wealthy?
That's exactly what it is.
Truth number 22. Staying in the game.
Simple idea, profound impact.
Say more.
The single biggest advantage any investor has, any business person really, is longevity. The longer you stay in, the more chances you have for good things to happen. The more tail events you catch, the more compounding you accumulate. Time is the unfair advantage that anyone can access.
But so many people drop out.
They do. One bad year, one scary headline, one moment of panic, and they're out. And they never come back. Or they come back at the wrong time. And the people who stayed, sometimes they didn't do anything clever. They just didn't quit.
So not quitting is actually a skill.
One of the most underrated skills in finance. Not genius, not hot tips, not perfect timing. Just staying.
I can actually do that.
Everyone can. That's the beautiful part.
Truth number 23. Small leaks.
Yes, this is the one that catches everyone. Not the big, obvious mistakes. The small, invisible ones that happen every day, every week, quietly, consistently.
Like what?
The subscription you forgot about. The coffee you buy every morning without thinking. The slightly too expensive apartment you justified because it's not that much more. None of these feel significant. But add them all up over a year, over 10 years, and you're looking at real money. Money that could have been working for you instead.
There's a rule about this, right? Something like small daily expenses multiplied over time?
Exactly. A small daily habit, just a few dollars, adds up to thousands over a year. And over decades, you'd be shocked. Not because each individual choice matters, but because the pattern matters. What we do consistently defines us financially.
So it's not about one big sacrifice, it's about a lot of small adjustments.
That's it. Boring adjustments. Unsexy adjustments. But they add up in the same slow, compounding way that everything else does.
Truth number 24. Debt. Ryan, I know a lot of people who think all debt is bad. Is that true?
It's not that simple. Debt is a tool. Like most tools, what matters is how you use it.
So what's the difference?
Good debt helps you build something, a business, an education, an asset that grows in value. The cost of borrowing is lower than what you get in return. Bad debt funds consumption, things that disappear or lose value the moment you buy them. A car you can't afford on a long loan, credit card balances for things you don't need.
And the line between them?
The honest question to ask is, am I borrowing to invest or am I borrowing to impress? Borrowing to invest can make sense. Borrowing to impress almost never does.
Simple, clear.
Money usually is at the core. It's human behavior that complicates it.
Truth number 25. And this one, Ryan, I think this is the most honest truth in the whole list.
Probably.
Knowing is not the same as doing.
No, it is absolutely not. Most people who struggle financially, they know what they should do. Save more, spend less, invest consistently. Don't panic. They know. But knowing and doing are completely different things. Because doing is hard. Knowing is just information.
So why do we know and not do?
Emotion, environment, habit. Our decisions happen in real life, with all the pressure, the temptation, the bad days, the moments of weakness. The information we have in our head doesn't always follow us into those moments.
So what actually helps?
Structure, systems, making the right thing the easy thing, automating savings so you never see the money in the first place, setting rules for yourself before the emotional moment arrives. Because in the emotional moment, logic doesn't usually win.
So you remove the decision.
As much as possible. The best financial plan is not the most sophisticated one. It's the one that runs quietly in the background while you live your life.
Truth number 26. This one goes deep. Money problems are often identity problems.
This might be the most important thing I could say, and it's the one that took me the longest to understand.
What do you mean?
When someone can't stop spending, even when they know they should, there's almost always something underneath it. Spending as comfort, spending as proof of success, spending to belong, spending to fill something. The money behavior is just the surface. What's underneath is the real story.
And that's not a financial problem.
Not at its core. It's psychological, emotional. Sometimes it goes all the way back to childhood. How money was talked about in your house, or not talked about. What it meant in your family. What having it meant, or not having it.
So fixing the money isn't enough if you don't fix the identity piece.
Right. You can learn all the rules, read all the books, know all the strategies. But if your relationship with money is built on fear or shame or the need to prove something, the strategies won't stick. You'll keep self-sabotaging.
That's heavy.
It is. But it's also hopeful. Because once you see it, really see it, you can change it.
Truth number 27. We're almost at the end. This one feels like the whole point.
It kind of is.
The purpose of money is not money.
No, money is a means, not an end. The purpose of money is what it allows you to do, the life it lets you live, the choices it gives you, the people you get to spend time with, the things you never have to do against your will.
And we forget that.
All the time. We turn the means into the end. We start chasing the number for the number's sake. And the number, any number, is empty on its own. Ask anyone who's hit a financial milestone they worked years for. The feeling lasts maybe a week, and then the next number shows up.
Because there's always a next number.
Unless you decide what the money is for. What life are you building? What does enough look like in real terms, not dollars, but days? What do you want your Tuesday to feel like? Start there and let the money strategy follow the life strategy, not the other way around.
Truth number 28, the last one, Ryan. Save the best for last.
I'll try. The best investment is the one that lets you sleep at night.
Explain.
We spend so much energy optimizing, chasing the highest return, the best portfolio, the perfect allocation. And all that matters, a little. But there's something that matters more. Peace of mind.
Why?
Because an investment that keeps you up at night, one that makes you check your phone every hour, one that makes you anxious every time the market moves, that investment has a hidden cost. The cost is your well-being, your health, your relationships, your ability to be present.
And no return is worth that.
I don't think so. The slightly lower yielding portfolio that you can sleep through, that you can hold calmly during a crash, is almost always worth more in the long run than the aggressive one that makes you a nervous wreck. Because the nervous wreck sells at the wrong time, and the calm sleeper stays in the game.
Ryan, I feel like everything we talked about today comes back to the same thing.
What's that?
Know yourself before you try to know money.
Yes, that's it. That's the whole thing. The psychology of money is really just the psychology of you. And the better you know yourself, your fears, your patterns, your real values, the better every financial decision becomes.
I love that. I love that so much.
Okay, everyone, we did it. 28 truths about money. And Ryan, thank you. Genuinely. This was one of my favorite conversations we've had on this show.
Thank you for having me, Mia. This was a pleasure.
Now, if you're learning English and you made it to the end of this episode, I want you to know something. You understood a real conversation, a deep one, about real things. That is not easy. And you did it. Be proud. If you want to hear more from Ryan, let us know in the comments. And if you have a question about money or about English or about anything, leave it below. I read everything. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, new episodes every week. Until next time, I'm Mia, and this is English Profiles Podcast. Take care of yourselves out there, and maybe check your savings account tonight. Just